Hello, friends. Today, I wanted to share with you my observations when caring for Zamioculcas, Dollar Tree is also called, why this plant stops growing actively. That is, there are periods when it grows very fast, very many branches. Right now, let's say the average is something between strong growth and no growth. I have 2 branches of young ones now here. He let go, and there were times when he let out 4, even 5 branches at a time. It's just that during that time he actively grew, it was last spring. I hope this spring will be repeated. In general, today I will tell you what we will do in order that our Zamioculcas again catch up the rate of growth, accelerate and fill as much of the pot as possible, becoming as lush and dense as possible. Basically, it's pretty enough now too, but of course I wish it would grow more. And the first very important thing to notice is of course our pot, specifically the size of the pot. I transplanted it this summer. It was in a small pot before. There was no room for it, but it grew quickly. That is, when there is no place already root, tubers all filled, all the space of the pot, Snakioculcas begins to actively start branches. That's when he puts them down. And here. Also, I think, there is space, and he, as if, say, simultaneously spends substances useful and its resources to build up the root mass, and on the branch already as it turns out, if there are some substances and resources left, then he already starts to start. But in general, it primarily develops the root system. That's the way it is, folks. Therefore, if you want to accelerate the growth of, analyze if you have a big pot. If it's big, it's better to get a smaller one. Of course, too little space for a plant, that's bad too, but it has to be calculated. In a large pot, you should not expect fast growth. Further accelerate the growth of our Snakioculcas can be very effectively accelerated, growth using various feedings. I'll leave you a link right now in the description. You can watch. I have a lot of very different videos about feedings for Snakioculcas. They are very easy to prepare. At home for almost free, you can get a good substance to maintain the health and accelerate the growth of this plant. Well, and of course, in addition to feeding, proper care is important. Watering should be infrequent rather than frequent. Although, of course, you don't want to overdry the plant either. But again, it's much easier for this plant to rot than to dry out because it has so much moisture stored in the tubers. And if you flood it a lot, the roots start to rot. So do not under any circumstances flood this plant. The next important tip, more for the ornamentation of this plant and for our visual pleasure when you look at it, is, of course, to keep clean, to protect the leaves of our plant from dust, simply by spraying. This plant will be very grateful to you, especially if you have dry air in your home. It's all going to be marvelous. So here it is. It's okay to be quiet, all of it. The more often, the better it is to spray your plant. And one more, I don't know if it's the 5th or 6th tip. Just murderous, let's say. For very steep growth, it's the addition of charcoal. Here's charcoal in the ground. That's just a golden remedy. I already have a big video about it. I'll leave the link in the description too. If you are interested, you can read about it in detail. But in a nutshell, it's just beautiful. It's better, of course, to watch this video in its entirety to understand everything properly and learn how best to use this remedy. Well, friends, thank you for watching. It's a little video like this. I hope all of you explained in detail. Be sure to subscribe if you like these videos, and would be very grateful to anyone who shares it with their friends. After all, this way more plants will feel great, grow fast, and please their owners. Bye, everybody. I'll see you very soon.